So 5 hours gap between meals is actually ideal.
Okay.
And because to help the gut bacteria also have a rest and do their work. Otherwise they get confused when you keep on putting in food in the mouth.
Okay. So today I have for you Shakiba Rangoonwala. She's started off the medical pathway and then she decided to get into homeopathy, nutrition, naturopathy, Ayurveda, and bioresonance. Why did you choose to combine what you mostly do, which is nutrition, with homeopathy and bioresonance?
So basically, when I was about 20, I was in medical college.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got married, had children. So I left medicine. But my whole idea was to help people get better.
Mm-hmm.
So and after having 3 kids, I realized that the way forward was to help the body heal itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what homeopathy and other alternative complementary health practices do.
Right.
And I looked into homeopathy and I said, that's the way forward. So I became a homeopath over here in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was getting clients, I realized that only homeopathic remedies didn't really help if they were eating unhealthy and not having the right lifestyle. So I would give basic information and the client would get better. Many times I would give a placebo in homeopathy. So that's where I said nutrition definitely has to go together. So I studied nutrition and I was doing both. In the meantime, I came across the bioresonance device called Asaira, and that has nutrition and homeopathy. It's programmed in there.
Yes.
So it was ideal for a person like me. And that helps me also get some more information about the client. For example, their food sensitivity tests, there are nutrition deficiency tests I can do in there. So coupled with what my consultation is after extensive questioning, which you will probably fill a questionnaire and come, then I will use the bioresonance as an added tool and combine all these 3 things and devise a plan for the client.
Okay. Besides intermittent fasting, of all these diets, is there one that you would choose over the other for your clients?
So for me, intermittent somehow doesn't work. I wake up, I'm hungry, I want to eat. So that shows a healthy digestion as well. So always the people who don't like to eat first thing in the morning, there's I mean, either you eat late at night or sometimes your body actually gets used to it without food till late. So if you want one of those intermittent work, but basically I have a breakfast and then I don't eat anything till lunch. If I feel hungry, I'll go and have water or I'll make a herbal tea. So that and then you don't eat till dinner, which is an early dinner. I eat by about 6:37. So in between that, if I feel hungry, I may, because from 1 to 6, 7 is a long time. So 5 hours gap between meals is actually ideal.
Okay.
And because to help the gut bacteria also have a rest and do their work. Otherwise they get confused when you keep on putting in food in the mouth.
Okay.
So fasting between meals and not eating carbs after 6 p.m.
Okay.
I mean, these 2 things, if you remember, it can help. And portion control to a certain extent. Don't eat so much that you feel, oh my God, I'm not going to eat for the next 5 hours. So fill your plate and do not go for seconds.
Okay. What would you advise, what tools and advice do you give people for stress and anxiety? And how can nutrition help here? And how can homeopathy help?
Okay, so basically I do a lot of counseling when the client comes in. So I do advise mindfulness in whichever form it works for you. There's an app called Headspace, there's Calm, maybe that works. For me, I started using Headspace and that relaxed me, and you forget about everything else for that time. There's yoga, whatever works for you. Go for a walk in fresh air, listen to music, look at nature, be grateful, look at what's around you. But I just feel this goes so much hand in hand with the nutrition. So I will tell you all the nutritional tools, but this is really important to keep your mind healthy. Whether it's a Zoom call with friends, whether it's a Zumba class that you do, make set goals and decide what you're going to do and what you will enjoy. For me, a Zoom call with friends to voice your anxieties, and you'll find that everybody else has that. And that becomes like a support group and you feel better after that. Now, where nutrition goes, I'm going to go slightly more technical here. Okay. So here, there are 4 happy hormones: serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and oxytocin. So I'm going to concentrate now. I will explain to you about something called serotonin and melatonin.
Okay.
So basically, these two, the precursor for this is something, an amino acid called tryptophan. What are amino acids? Amino acids are building blocks of proteins. So basically, protein. One of the building blocks of protein is called tryptophan, and this naturally in your body converts to serotonin and then to melatonin.
Okay.
Serotonin is a happy hormone, melatonin is a relaxing hormone.
Okay.
And this should be running in a normal way in your body. Now, because of the stress and anxieties, these tend to run low. And the thing to do is to have tryptophan containing foods. What are tryptophan containing foods? So the protein which are high in tryptophan, whole milk, maybe some of you can't have whole milk, canned tuna, turkey, chicken, oats, cheese. So also you could also then have a supplement called 5-HTP. You're giving the precursor for the body to produce melatonin and serotonin naturally. It's a supplement. It's an amino acid that you're putting into your body, which is protein based. And what they've done is they've isolated that. So I like to use, if you want to ask for companies, so I use a company called Cytoplan because it's food based. There are others called Wild Nutrition. So I like to use food based. What are food based supplements? Are ones which are made from actual foods.
Yes.
So they take the tryptophan out of the food, they freeze dry it, and they put it into a little tablet form. So it's not a medicine, it's a supplement made from foods. And the ideal time to have it is in the evenings. But you could have it in the mornings too. No harm, it'll calm you. Then there's another supplement called Amantilla, made by a company called NutraMedics. These are come in dropper form, it's homeopathic.
Right.
And you can have it many times in the day. Yes, and I was talking about the other hormones, which one was endorphins. As many of you may be knowing that endorphins is the happy hormone that is produced when you exercise. And exercise is very necessary for diet as well, as you know. And 10,000 steps a day, you could do a class at home, whatever. But whenever you finish that, don't you come back feeling happy? That is the endorphins that are released. And that's a happy hormone. So that's another one to help beat your anxiety and stress. And then there's oxytocin, which is like basically it comes out when you are delivering a baby or you're breastfeeding. So the warmth, the love. So I just feel that when you're with a friend, so whether it's on Zoom or something, you get feelings of, yes, I love that. So that's a happy hormone. So that's being in contact with humans and besides your family, your friends. And then dopamine is also a happy hormone, the fourth one that I wanted to talk about. And that also comes from amino acid called tyrosine. Again, protein. So increase your protein-based foods. So besides sustaining your blood sugar for your diet, it also helps with your moods. So protein is a very important part of your diet.
So tell me, what proteins here would you recommend?
So for dopamine, there's a lot of protein from eggs, soya-based, legumes. These are some of the examples.
What mistakes have you seen people make?
I think that people have let this anxiety get to them and they haven't made efforts to do positive things. So my advice would be to set goals, think of something that you would like to do the next day, whether it's a course, whether it's a new skill. It's very important to be looking forward rather than looking at the doom. And then, of course, the other thing where food and nutrition goes, comfort eating. And the mistakes people have made to keep the wrong food in the house. Don't keep it at arm's length that you will go for that. Find out healthy recipes, make the little things that from oats and healthy ingredients, nuts, and make your own snacks. And I'm saying don't snack, but this could be like a dessert and for you. And try to go for the foods that you know are going to be beneficial for your health and body.
What advice do you have for the clients?
Set goals for yourself, think positive, make lists of all the things that you would like to do, which you haven't had time. Be grateful every day, write down a few things, what you're grateful about. You will find your life will change. Go out, admire the beauty of nature, be thankful.
What's your view on pure essential oils for weight loss?
Pure essential oils, they help you because they basically relax you. So that would be helping you in weight loss, because then you would think clearly and you would choose the right way forward, whether it's food, whether it's exercise, whether it's to keep your mind healthy.
Okay. How do we consume fruit if we don't eat it, if we don't eat between meals?
So I would actually prefer you have fruit before meals. Before a meal is the best time, because fruit after a meal would sit on your food and it would ferment and give you gastrointestinal issues like gas and flatulence. So I would give it, or you could, basically, I know Ayurveda says do not mix fruit with vegetables. I have my fruit in the mornings. If you ask me how I have my fruit, I put it on my porridge with oats. So it's a good combination to have with oats made in water, and put some fruits. I put berries. So try and have low, if you're watching your weight, then you have low fat fruits such as blueberries, blackberries. The darker colored fruits are rich in antioxidants and bioflavonoids, which are good for antioxidants. You know, all the pollutants that you're taking in, it helps fight that. Those are antioxidants. The free radicals that you take in. Then I put 1 tablespoon of flaxseed powder in there. And then I put one little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon helps with your blood sugar. And a couple of walnuts and a few almonds that I've soaked the night before, because this is easier to digest. So that gives you your protein. So always mix protein with carbs, I was telling you. So that's how I would do it.
Okay. What is a good weight to be losing, say, per week or per month?
So basically, too much weight loss at one go, like a lot of the health farms, they put you onto this fasting diet. And what happens, you lose like 5 to 7 kilos in a week and you come back. But that doesn't stay down. Slowly you will go back to the weight you started with. So slow and steady is the way to lose. So I would say a kilo a week, a kilo in 10 days. And slow weight loss is way better than a drastic weight loss.
Okay.
But it all depends on which stage of life you are at. What happens around menopause and later, your metabolism naturally slows down. So you will also lose less as compared to when you were younger, because your metabolic rate is so much higher. Faster. Like you stop eating one day and then you've lost like 2 pounds, you know. I said, wow, you know, but I find that it takes me much longer to lose the weight now than compare. And also your food intake needs to go down after a certain time. So you have to be monitored, but keep in mind the other factors such as thyroid and other hormonal issues which may be impacting the weight. That is why you need to go to a skilled practitioner who will keep all that in mind, rather than going to doing a drastic diet on your own.
Okay. Are you an advocate against dairy as well?
So pretty much, but the odd dairy here and there is fine, because dairy, only because it comes from cows. Cows are being given antibiotics. Dairy has been proven to cause inflammatory reactions, if not compound something that you've already had. So I would rather go for sheep's and goats products. So dairy is got to do with cows. So you can have, like, for example, your goats or sheep's yogurt, which is also higher in probiotics.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, Shakiba. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this chat. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this page. Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple and Spotify, Wellness Curated, and follow us on Instagram, Wellness Curated, the number 1. Thank you.